And welcome back. Tonight we have national qualifiers for none other than our Rocket League team. Now this, I'm not supposed to be biased. You're not supposed to have a favorite kid and whatnot, but I have a favorite team that I like to watch and like to commentate, and it's Rocket League. I love this team. Honestly, I feel like I'm a part of it if I'm being completely transparent with you tonight. So I want to see this team do well. We have a potential of 3 games tonight. So I'll break it down real quick for everyone at home. We'll probably talk over it later, but there's going to be first game. If we win, we're going to play the winners in the other bracket. If we lose, we still are going to play another game, right? So you're going to see it in a second. So win the first game, then we play the winners, and then if we win that, we're qualified. So we only play 2 games. But if we lose one of the first 2 games, then we are going to have to play a third game. So that's what it's going to decide. So, for example, let's run through it. Let's say Conestoga, the Condors, win, and Fuel wins. They will then play each other in the second round, and then whoever wins qualifies, and then whoever doesn't goes to that last chance qualifiers.
Yeah.
How are you feeling tonight, Godly Parrot?
Thank you so much, Elson. I'm feeling quite confident. It's a double elimination bracket. And going up against Humber, we have a pretty decent track record against them.
Nice.
Pretty back and forth. Although I don't know if we regularly play them. I don't know if they are in ECAC. But they are still, definitely a threat. None of these teams are to be underestimated. We have consistently played against Condors. Usask, though? Usask, I don't.
Yeah, I haven't seen them very much, so they're not on our radar, which will be different. I believe we've played the Condors this year once, and then I know we've also played Humber as well. So yeah, but as we can see, we can take a look at our team. We have Jane, Reeker, and Ches there for you. Now, I hope Jane gets his own picture, I need to see that up there. That's my guy.
He's been cooking recently.
He's been doing great, yeah. And we got all the guys in the room. The past few times we haven't had them in the room, but they are all there, as you can see. But look, why don't we just crop this picture, put it on, boom, there's Jane. Jane was in our interview last week, so that was awesome. It was really good speaking with him. I love talking to Jane. Love talking to anyone on the team. But yeah, I think we're feeling good. How are you feeling tonight towards this? Like, what do you think your prediction is? Unbiased. Let's hear it.
Unbiased?
Yeah. Because biased, they go 2-0 and it's barbecue chicken.
Goodness gracious. Unbiased. I don't know if we have enough information yet to do an unbiased take. I guess the most simple answer would be, it could go anyway and whatnot.
For sure.
I mean, look, they've been practicing all week. We've had a bunch of different games in this Nationals series that we've been playing across a bunch of different titles. So, the pressure's been on. It's going to be super fun.
For sure.
And yeah, let's just jump on into it. Now, our opponents here, we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Noah, Scoud, and Vidhawk. So, interesting for the side of Humber here. As Fuel already jumping off the board, going for this attack in, as we kind of see our players here just locking in. They've got that stare, they've got that paying attention there. That shot's going to go off the backboard, but blocked. Beautiful save by Scud there to keep them in the match as Fuel are pressing this attack.
Now, can I just say, shout out Ches, I love seeing that topper come out. I say it almost every single stream. I feel like people are probably sick of it if you've watched multiple of these. But, oh my goodness, I love some festive spirit, and I love some cool just toppers and cool cosmetics. Reeker with another shot attempt. Same with Ches. Just can't get it to go right now, but we're looking really good right now, keeping that pressure up. A lot of score from our team right here, and a great goal there by Ches. He's already has 3 shots. It only says 2. He's taken basically 3 shots. One of them got stopped before they could go to net. But so that's just a great sign to already start the game against Humber. But yeah, I think it's the power of the topper. We have the Santa hat on, right? It's Thanksgiving for America, but it's basically Christmas here.
For us, folks.
Yes, no, for sure.
We are in that holiday spirit. I was just caroling with some of my friends earlier today. Jingling those bells here as Jane jingles that ball. As it goes to middle here, Scout going for a setup topper into the mid. Does get controlled by Ches, but Vidhawk is going to go up, going to try to go for a dunk for himself. Shot goes off, blocked by our GOAT. Reeker's there. Supporting him is Ches in that back line. Shots going on net, though, for Scout.
I like that goal explosion. Again, I'm really for the cosmetics, and I love seeing that nice little goal explosion, but also I love seeing this nice team play there. Sets it up off the backboard, and a good job. That's kind of what happens when you have an extended offensive period. You saw right there, I don't believe I remember who was in net, but let's guess Ches. He had 0 boost at the end there, and those happens when you just keep getting those shots in and shots in, and that's what Fuel did to get their first goal, and that's what they're going to do. A great challenge there from Reeker, but so just keeping like these offensive possessions going really long, or we can squeak one by. That's just unlucky, honestly, on the side of Humber, but you know, you take those every single day of the week there if you are Fuel. So great job there, squeaking by the 2 defenders, and a little miscommunication, I guess. I guess they thought one of them would go for it, and kind of none of them did, but now Fuel is up 2-1 with 3 minutes and 28 seconds into this game.
Yeah, Jane here controlling this ball into the middle. We are going to see Noah contesting in the sky. Shotgunning comes from Scout there, but he misses the double tap as Ches here is recovering this ball, taking it into the mid game. Goes for a fake-o. Jane puts it over, but Vidhawk recovers on the back check as Reekers here taking this ball in the mid. Missed by Scout. Ches is going to go up, control this ball in the air, puts it toward the net. It's going to go bounce, and it's going to go in!
Did you see that bump? I don't know who it was there on the ground here, but this is watch right down here below. I believe someone gets a bump off. Never mind. I swear I watched a bump happen, but I guess it was on the other side of the map. But
he's schizophrenic.
I guess so, but no, that was a really nice play off the ceiling shot. They're super difficult, and just being able to squeak it by, like you said, a great job. Fuel's off to a very dominant start already, but you know, Humber did get that one on the board, and it looked pretty easy for them as well. So, you know, Fuel's got to keep this pressure on as the 3-minute mark. There's only 3 minutes left, so we've been playing for over 2 minutes now, and so each team's kind of getting a feel of, you know, each player, you know, who does what, you know, some strategies. So this is really when, you know, the game just starts. And as you can see, it's best of 5. So it's first one to get 3. Vidhawk. Wow.
Absolutely
nicely done.
Insane dribble here. He's going to go for a reset off of his backboard as he gets a bounce down. Now, he didn't quite have the boost control to take it all the way, but it didn't really matter as he was already faster than most other players here.
Now, sorry, this is just, you know, if I ever don't know what game I'm watching, I look at Vidhawk's name, and I remember Vidhawk Rocket League. And I'm like, right, because I always forget. Look, RL, that stands for Rocket League. So I'm always like, wait, what game am I watching again? Got to look at Vidhawks, and which is what, that's just, so I really appreciate Vidhawk for having that in the name. Yeah. I honestly think everyone on our team should have that, but, you know, honestly, the 2 goals that Fanshots let in so far, you know, they're kind of just unfortunate events, really, because there haven't been some crazy shots.
Yeah, you know, they're just they've got that pressure on them. So yeah, they want to deliver. They want to keep themselves in this fight. Rika here going for a flip over.
Yucky flip reset from Reeker there. Great job. This is just a textbook Reeker play off the ceiling again. We talked about how difficult that is. It was kind of delayed too, which I think contests a lot too. Like it helps, you know, mess up that defense. They don't know what they're waiting for. They kind of jump at it too early, and then he can read off that. So, yeah, very technical goal there from Reeker. Puts them again up by 2. We've seen a lot of goals already coming out here.
Yeah, I'm just really great teamwork here. Great individual skill, Reeker. That's a very technical shot. Good peek there from Vidhawk. As Reeker's going to go up again. Does get deflected by Scout here. As Humber will try to control this ball towards Fuel's net. He's going to go up here. A good block, but not enough in time from Ches. And Scout gets his own rebound.
Nicely done. That double tap is insane. On the side of Fuel there, you need someone on that backboard. You can't leave that open. But on the side of Humber, wow, nice double tap. That's insane. Again, you got to see those flaws. This is why this is such a high-level lobby. That's just such a simple, small mistake. Nobody was really playing on that backboard, leaving it open. But see, right now, you can see Ches is on that backboard. He's not making the same mistake again. But those small mistakes that most people might miss, that is what costs the whole game, because now, you know, they're back in this, and it's only a 1-point game, and 1 minute and 14 seconds left. They have so much time. Already 7 goals have been scored. They can score 1 for sure.
Fuel has definitely been conceding this match. You know, they had a 3-1 lead and led back to come back to 4-3. So here they've got to really just be focused more on your defense. You know, you're controlling that rhythm and playing around each other's cycles, but even then, you know, you have to have control of that ball. Have to be playing around it. You gotta be smart here. As Reeker is gonna take this up, gonna go for a flick over Vidhawk again.
Another flip reset, but he doesn't even fully get like the reset off. Like he does, he uses it right here, as you can see. He taps it and just flicks it just slightly over. Insane work. And the thing is, Vidhawk knows he's going to do that. There's only one option you can do when the ball is on the bottom of your car. You're going to flip with it or you fake. He didn't have room to fake. He's just that good that it doesn't matter that he knows what he's doing. He's just going to score on you regardless. He's like, you know what I'm going for, and I'm going to score. And it's the same with Jane. They know Jane's taking a shot here, but he just knows how to place it. That's a perfect shot. Bottom right corner. Good job. They are just recognizing that, you know, he's early. He's beating them. Nobody's on net. And, you know, season 19 Grand Champ.
Yeah, like, Fuel's doing a really good job here of just capitalizing on Humber's mistakes. You know, they're coming in at this a little bit more sloppily than usual here, as Noah, you know, they've got a little bit of aerial ability here, but it doesn't seem to matter as that doesn't have much follow-through. Again, Vidhawk here going for a pinch off the top. That shot's going to bounce down, controlled by Scout, but it's going to go a bit wide here. Noah taking it towards the net. He's going to have to contest. Ches does get under it. Vidhawk manages to pinch it under the net, controlling the end, the bottom.
Oh my goodness, this is an insane goal. Flip reset over the top of Ches to pass it to Vidhawk, and Vidhawk nearly misses Jane in the air and then dives down. Wow, what a good team play.
Hey.
My favorite part about watching this is why I'd say Rocket League is my favorite, because you don't know who is going to do what each night, right? Like some night it's going to be, we're gonna show up and Ches is going to have like 5 crazy saves in a row to win them the game. Or it's going to be like Jane going for a double flip reset in overtime. Or it's just going to be an insane, you know, flip reset from Noah over the defense for a passing play and a goal. And honestly, it's crazy that didn't even lead to anything. That's such an important goal, such a crazy goal, but it still goes to the side of Fuel just because of how well they played at the beginning. So just to attest to, you know, getting up early and keeping that lead. And we don't normally see Fuel do that in Rocket League, so I'm really glad that they went out there and kind of established that lead and kept it the whole way through. Like you said, it got a bit shaky. They only had a 1-goal lead, made it 2, made it 3, and then so when they get that really impressive goal at the end, they're not too worried, right? They're already up by so much. So
yeah, I think they did a really good job. Something I will say though, usually we see the Fuel has a bit of a slower start to these matches. But definitely them in practicing. Reeker's just got some insane shots there, and Jane just ready for that ball, kind of disrupting, getting in there. But something I'm noticing, a bit of a weakness from both sides, is that neither one of them are really playing defense. They're both just going for that offense and trying to sink these goals. That's why we're seeing, you know, a much higher scoreboard than usually. Like, you know, in like previous games, you know, we're usually looking at a 1 to 2, you know, goal lead.
Yeah, for sure.
In total, but here, Fuel's just on it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and I think it comes down to play styles. Fuel has this very offensive play style most of the time, and they're not going to change that. And so I guess we're seeing that Humber has also adapted the same type of play style. So it's like kind of like, I think I can beat you before you can beat me, right? I can beat you at your own game. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. Lacking a bit of the defense and more focus on offense. You know, it worked on the side of Fuel, like you said, but the risky game, it's, you know, it's a double-edged sword, because if you're not on, right, if you're not playing amazing like on offense, you're not getting those shots, you're not getting open looks, you're not paying as much attention on defense, it's gonna be kind of hard, and you're gonna get down in the count and stuff like that. So it's just it's a matter of the game, and I think you need to go off of that. And I think both teams are good enough to know that you know, that's a possibility.
Yeah, and you know, these teams, they play really well, and in fact, I believe we're going to be jumping into game 2 here, off the bat. You know, I think it's going to be definitely a a match series to remember. But one thing I am quite curious about, though, a Field does have a history of overextending into their plays, especially when it comes to those, you know, like you said, those offensive coordinated kind of attacks there. But I'm curious to see whether or not Humber can kind of adapt to it. Right?
Yeah.
Like that, because that's so important in these kinds of matches. And here we're seeing already Fuel pressing the attack again. Demo coming out from the side of Fuel to try and disrupt this play going into their end. Ches is going to take this up into the board. Doesn't quite deliver with it as he puts it toward the middle. Not quite where you want it. Reeker, though, does manage to get it over Scout there, as Noah's going to try to deliver this up to the midfield. Jane gets in there, though, bounces it toward his team. Fuel's going to try to collect this and take it right back toward the opponent's net. Ches, though, doesn't quite get there in time, as Jane's going to go for a pass in, blocked by Noah, as the fight keeps getting pushed on to Humber's side here.
That was a really good job by Reeker kind of disrupting that pass. It was a 3-on-1 if you noticed at the end there, but Reeker just got in the way of that pass and made it so that it just got like demolished right away. And I always give Fuel props because when they're playing their best is when they're controlling this midfield because of how talented all of their players are mechanically. They just know how to, react to every ball, especially in the air. So they kind of have that advantage over some people. Some people aren't as comfortable in the air technically, or, they're more there for fundamentals. Our team's very technically sound, especially, on the side of Reeker and Ches. They're very, very high up on the technical level. And a great shot there by Ches, but just misses. And so that's what I love this team, like when they have that midfield and there's a lot of high balls. They're always going up there and they're always winning them, and they're controlling the pace of play by doing that. And they're doing a really solid job of doing that so far this game. But nice disruption there by Humber.
I mean, Fuel here now trying to defend this point as Reeker's going to have an opportunity here to get it towards the net. He's going to go for a pinch. Doesn't quite get the angle that he wants, but still dangerous. Humber now kind of realizing the danger that they're in are going to be pressing this attack once again. Fuel, though, is going to play around the bounce this time. Really good read from Reeker, being ready for it. Does manage to get it over Noah there, and Scott, but doesn't quite manage to hold it. Vidhawk, great save, keeping his team in this fight. Scout a bit overextended on this aerial. He's not going to quite get the momentum that he wants behind that ball, and now Fuel's capitalizing on this. Jane getting in there, going for that demo. Ches following up. And Reeker here now waiting for this defensive play. He's going to control that bounce, does not want it going into his that area in front of his net at all. Does a bit overextend here, but Ches, is ready for it. Jane's up in the air. He's going to get a bounce off the top. A dangerous bounce in front of that net. Reeker's right there. Just lofting, just a bit undersided where he wants to be, and now this attack is pressed even more.
And honestly, just insane on both sides there to defend that so flawlessly, but also keep up that offensive pressure the whole time without stopping is so impressive. I just love watching it. Honestly, also love listening to, our amazing casters. That was a great job there. I was honestly engulfed in the game here, and it's just been a back and forth grueler. You talked about the first match, super offense oriented. This has just been a dogfight, just back and forth, and it's ironic because both teams' mascots are birds, but this has been like, and this is looking like a chance for Fuel, but again, sacrificing the body for that. And a great job by Noah getting on that backboard and just knowing that's what they're looking for every single time to get it out front. But again, Reeker just keeping this constant pressure up, and this could be another chance. And Scout kind of a weak touch there. Jane's going to get a free aerial, but just misses. And Ches is going to come through here now. This is do or die. 30 seconds left. A nice clear to reset, but Jane is going to be there, passes it over to Reeker. This is intense. This is an amazing game. This is what I was hoping to see tonight. And then Scout again, another shot, but just can't get it to fall.
Now, Humber only having 2-3 shots on net this whole series, this whole match, as Fuel are now they're so aggressive into this net. But Humber is cycling really well. They're always on this ball, always ready for it, trying to just get in the way even if they're out of position. As they successfully defend another attack from Fuel.
Wow.
Going into overtime here, we saw both teams adapt. They're both playing super defensively. They're both just kind of ready and waiting for something to happen. The other team to split up. There's a mess up, and Jane here capitalizes.
Wow.
And takes a goal into the opponent's net.
Love that. Huge win. That's a great bump by Reekers. Had a crazy bump there at the very end to open that up for Jane. And I think that was their game plan. Play how we played last match, and then near the end, go for a demo. Because you saw when there was about 25 seconds left-ish, they went for a crazy demo play. Nobody was there to follow up, but I think that's their strategy. If it's a close game or if it's tied and you have a good offensive rhythm going, all or nothing, get a shot on, and someone, whoever's closest to the opponent's net, get a demo and just get them out of the way. So a really, really impressive win by Fuel. Also, those extended overtime periods get more stressful. Your hands start sweating a bit. You get more nervous. You keep messing up even more. So to get it over with as soon as possible and to get into that game 3 and now being up 2-0 as quickly as you did.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Honestly, no critiques for Fanshawe so far today.
Yeah, a really good momentum control here. Again, like you said, just keeping a short overtime, not allowing for it to last longer than any longer than you want it to. And I mean, now they're up 2-0 here. They are now going into match point. They can secure this. They earn a spot, guaranteed 2 more games after this. So we'll have to see whether or not they can deliver going up against Conestoga or USAC.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
remains to be seen as they continue their fight with Humber here.
Yeah, and
Uh,
Humber is a great team. They've been in every single match. They lost by 2 in the first one, and then they lost by 1 in the second one. So they're a team you can't take lightly. So you gotta make sure don't give them one. I always say it. It's in every single video game, any sport, anything you do. If you get one, that ball starts rolling. The momentum, right? When people talk about doing things, or especially when you talk about, like, let's say you go to the gym for the first time. Some people are like, even if you don't feel like it, go for 5 minutes, because once you're there, right, you're just going to keep going. And I think it's the same. Once you get one goal, the other ones feel so much easier. Once you get one win, the other two feel so much easier. So I think it applies to everything in life, and especially here, you need to just make Humber, feel like they can't win this game. Just keep the constant pressure that they've been doing and make it so they don't get that first goal. Make it so they don't get that first, set win. Let's just keep it all fuel, right? Get it clean, easy, get a big break before their next game. And a nice save by Chez with three people there going for it. This could be an open shot. And a great save by Reeker.
Reeker, my goat.
What a save there. Insane.
I mean, absolutely just great positioning. Chez, great control on that defense here as Vidhawk, he's going for that pressure. He's on top of Reeker. Doesn't want to allow anything to happen. Another shot going off of the boards there as Noah doesn't quite get it in. Scout there contesting air material. Now Humber, we're seeing a bit more energy coming from them. They've gotten, more shots off there, pressing on this attack, playing around this backboard, leaving Fuel to potentially make some mistakes here. Like you said, you don't want to concede anything, and just providing some really good wisdom there. Like as we say, life imitates art, and what we're watching right now is a painting of majestic beauty. As Chez, Reeker, and Jane come in here, driving these rocket-powered cars to try and score a goal, it really leaves one to wonder about the mysteries of life. As Chez misses it in the middle there, as it's now going to go into Fuel's pocket. Playing around this midfield is so important, having that control. And now we see Humber again on the attack.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you say this is art, life imitates art, or life imitates art, or art,
Yeah.
It's a similar thing, because after this, right, I'm gonna go out to the parking lot, and I'm gonna get my car. Yeah. And what are we watching?
We're watching cars.
Exactly.
Play soccer.
Right. Art imitates life. Life imitates art.
Do you think this could ever happen in real life?
This is basically as close as you can get to a demolition derby. Anyone that knows, demolition derbies, or like a little bubble ball, if you ever went to like a little birthday party, that's about as close as you can get. But speaking of close, this game insanely close. And a nice save there by Jane. Fuel, I think, is a little bit nervous. They've been going for a lot of double and triple commits on some of this defense. It's been working out because they know if they can just save this, they can usually recuperate. But I think that's one thing that Humber needs to kind of hone in on if they want to score this, is have someone get a shot off. If someone double commits, you need to strike on that. But good pressure there again by Fuel, but nicely coordinated by Humber to make sure that someone's there.
Absolutely. Humber here now with control of the ball. They want that momentum. You're seeing they're playing just a little bit faster every time. Heal, though, getting a little bit more coordinated on this attack. I think, they're going for more of that kind of arbitration kind of approach of just slowly keeping it in their end. Once they've got it, they want to lock it down. Chez there takes it up in the air. Can Reeker follow up? No, off the backboard again. Can Jane capitalize? No, he has to play defense here. He's playing back. Reeker, though, does cover for him, a bit out of position. Now Chez with the opportunity of a lifetime. But he almost misses the shot, but it goes in.
Nice. Honestly, nice shot. And way to keep your composure. After missing, Reeker, missed that kind of open net. I know it was a tough shot, but to then Chez come in and be like, dude, I got the Santa hat on. I'm going to give you an early gift. Here's a goal. We're now up 1-0.
Merry Christmas.
Exactly. So a great job there, staying composed and keeping that pressure up. Now they just need to hold out for another minute and 5 seconds. And if I'm Humber, I'm very nervous for sure. But great job by Fuel there. Just fantastic. They've been playing phenomenal tonight, and I'm loving it. I'm loving every minute I'm seeing so far. The teamwork and chemistry is there. This is what we've been waiting for all year. This is important. And another goal by Reeker. A little lucky kind of bounce off the bottom of the car there, and a great job as Captain Leo celebrates with them. I love that, man. I just love it. I'm loving today right now. Just watching this. There's no place I'd rather be. You know that one song? If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot.
Wait,
in
I don't
the
think we
dark.
can BMCA. But Noah here getting a goal off of the kickoff.
Feeling like Curry from half court there. This was just a nice little goal that you need right off rip. Unfortunate for the side of Fuel, but Humber, that's just what they need. Like I said, that momentum, getting one. It's just that motivation to push you forward for the next one. Now they're hungry. They know they can get it. You see one go in, the next one's a lot easier. And almost another kickoff goal there, but a great job. So, Humber, 45 seconds, one goal, very manageable.
Yeah.
If they can grab two as well, maybe not go into overtime. Because if I'm Humber, I don't want to go into an overtime with Fuel. It seems like Fuel's been kind of the better team in the past few matches, so you want to keep them as short as possible. But you just start with one, right? And a good job by Fuel. Fuel's just trying to get it out. And again, they're just trying to just waste time. Vidhawk getting demoed there by Ches. And again, just look at this. This ball is just going to linger in the air for about 3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean, volleyball here.
8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. Like, the ball has been in the air since 23 seconds, and it's still up, and that's all thanks to Fuel just wasting that time. And it still has not hit the ground. 4 seconds left. Now Fuel is just going to put it down, and they can't. Wow, Vidhawk there to save it. And Fuel is going to just try to keep it up. No boost here from Scout. Noah's going to go up, no little boost, but Vidhawk now fully boosted up and ready to go. This is the chance they've been looking for. A goal is definitely possible here, and keeping it up. Now just put it on the ground, but they just can't. Super unfortunate. And the ball hit the ground. We did not see it, unfortunately, but I'll tell you one thing. You can believe me. Trust me. I'm a well-respected man. I keep my word. Fuel won. They got the ball on the ground. Very, very crazy game. Reeker came in clutch there with the MVP.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Very great game all around.
Great series. Yeah, Fuel just, we came, we delivered. We were ready for it. We had that pressure on. Humber, though, hey, honorable mention, they really kept it a difficult fight near the end there, especially in those last two matches, allowing, digging in. They got that goal in that last match there. They had that momentum. I think they just kind of fell through on that defense. I liked the aggressiveness in that first half of the third match there, but they didn't really follow through on anything.
Yeah, it was tough. It seemed like a little too late for that one, right? Like I liked what they were going for, like you said. It was just too little, too late. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. But yeah, a 3-0 win for Fanshawe. Like you said, Humber did a really good job. Scout had some really good shots. I mean, Noah impressed us again with that passing play over to who was the last player on their team? Noah Scout,
and we're awful.
It's okay, but I mean, they all played very, very well. I was very impressed with that team for sure. And honestly, I think most nights it's gonna be that's gonna be a lot longer of a game. It might be like a 3-2, a 3-1. But Fuel brought their A game. That's probably the most team-oriented gameplay I've seen from them. Again, like I talked about, if you rewatch that game and watch it the next game we're gonna go into, the mid control that Fuel has is so insanely good. And it all starts with, I mean, Reeker. We talk about Reeker a lot, but Jane has been a big presence in the air and especially in that midfield, right? If you can, it applies in most video games, especially like platform fighters, especially like things that just like aren't like shooters. If you can control the midfield, or it even applies in shooters, if you can control the midfield or the map or whatever it is, you get to dictate how the game is played. Slower, faster, rushing, not rushing, right?
Yeah.
You dictate all that, and Fuel kind of dictated the pace of play the whole game. And so I just want to give them a big props to that. And, obviously, like you said, Humber did a great job, but it's tough to break through with our great players. And they're just playing on. They're just playing great.
Yeah, I mean, they controlled that rhythm, right? Like, they had it locked down, that flow. They were really in there, just dominating that space, as one would say.
That flow.
But yeah, I mean, and now we are, because we won our series, we will now be playing the winners of the other match here.
Yeah. And then I
believe it is Conestoga, who they will be playing.
We're not sure yet. Well, we'll see. But
we'll see.
But yeah, and then if they win the next game, we are done for tonight. But if they lose, then we have a third game. So we're still not sure. So there could only be 2 games. So there could be 3. Depending on what you want. But like you said, nicely done there. So Fanshawe winner. Now we're just waiting for the winner of the Condors
or USAC.
Yeah. Yes, and so we'll wait to see that. And then again, even if Fanshawe does lose the second round, then we still might have another game. But I believe we are going to be taking a break before that game. So don't don't go anywhere. Get some food, get whatever, but it shouldn't be too long before the other game's over and we have those results. So yeah, stick tight. We'll be back shortly.
Tuned at Fanshawe Fuel and all social media for daily updates on the upcoming matches. We'll also be bringing select matches to Rogers TV on Channel 13. Fanshawe College is having an open house on November 29th. Come out and meet us. We'll be in Forwell Hall, the fuel station, and in the J Building gyms with various activations for you to interact with. We look forward to seeing you there. Finally, we're back next Monday for another Monday night game night featuring Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Melee. Come warm up at 6 p.m. before the tournament begins at 7. That's all for this week. Follow us at Fanshawe Fuel on all socials so you don't miss any future updates. We'll be back with another one next Tuesday.
Close to making it to the grand finals. Alino, and that is Shank for college, going 3-0. Down early, the judo's gonna be next ball, and that's gonna be all shoot, bro.
One player, they know what player I think about
Top shell!
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Know as a child, back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my broom, vroom. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 13th week of the Fuel Esports Weekly Update. We've got a busy week coming up, so let's talk about what to expect coming up soon. Last week's Monday night game night was for chess, which saw Fanshawe students compete